Well, today is a day to work on this area around the lychee tree. There are all sorts of projects that I want to do. I've developed some plans, at least in my head, for what I want to happen in this area. And so this morning it's time to implement. Fortunately, I was able to get a small load of mulch here. This is pine mulch, and the guy did a fantastic job at dumping it. It's exactly where I wanted it, off the driveway and everything. But there was one plant in the back, and this has been 5 days since he dumped it, and I didn't want the mulch to go on top of the plant. So basically, I put a wooden box that I happen to have on top of the mulch, or on top of the plant, and then it would protect it. Unfortunately, this has been several days, and so I'm hoping that everything's fine underneath here, but we will find out this first time looking. Oh, it's still green. Green is good. So we'll start spreading the mulch today, and I think, we'll just pretty much cover this whole area. We couldn't really do anything for a while because of the treatment for the lychee Aranos mite, but now we can start planting and making it look a little better. So another interesting thing was that this tree, this papaya, was knocked over 2 times, and still it had a papaya until last week, a beautiful papaya forming on it. And I picked it, and it was the best papaya that I've had in years. And so, of course, I saved the tree. And so that's one of the things that I plan on doing today, is to start several papayas from the seeds from that one fruit. This, of course, is our mango that I had to raise the ground up a little bit on. I put one graft on here so far, and it's still green, but it hasn't started to grow. So that's fine. This soursop has been doing pretty well. And another thing that I want to do in this area is plant another soursop. I really like the fruit, and I want to make a little microclimate here for the soursop. Try and put a windbreak along this north side, so that when we get the winter winds, it will be in a little nicer environment. Still have a little monstera. We're going to keep it about that size. And then we have the miracle fruit. Now, the miracle fruit, this one is in the way of my plans. So I want to work on getting this ready to transplant. And of course, first step in doing that is root pruning. So basically, you want to just make sure that the roots aren't going out too far from the plant. You don't want to get too ambitious and dig or cut the roots a long way out, because then if you do get a lot of soil with the plant when you're moving it, it's really heavy. So right here is a significant one. It's probably the big root from the lychee tree. Yeah, it's pretty significant. So yeah, that's not fun at all. Not sure what the deal is, but that's like something that is massive. We've got, probably 6 inches of, well, I guess it's 2 roots, it feels like. So I'll have to get a saw to get those cut. Oh, there's some more here too. My goodness, this does not look like a fun project. I've never transplanted miracle fruit, but what I do when I transplant other things is cut the roots 4 to 6 weeks before transplanting, so that the plant has some, yeah, boy, there's that big thing again, has some time to form new roots closer to the trunk. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a good sign. Yeah, the tree moved without having cut those other roots. So that, to me, means those roots are coming from the big lychee tree. So yeah, you see the ground is moving. Well, I guess the ground near the tree might be moving. But anyway, I think that's good news. So we'll call that sort of done for the moment. So here are some of the papaya seeds. I normally don't clean papaya seeds before planting. I just sort of take them out of the papaya and dump where I want them. But these were from that special papaya, so I went and cleaned them, and they're in a damp paper towel now. So those I will be putting in a few areas here, and in order to make sure that they get protected until they start growing, I'm going to plant them in these concrete squares. So let's see, I think this one could go right about there. Papaya, there's really no skill involved in planting it. Just want to, I'll take the few weeds that were here in there and out, and then just put a few seeds in the ground. I put way more than I need. There's close to 10 seeds in there, and just put them slightly under the sand, and then I'll just, seeing as we have this very handy mulch, put some of that on top, just so that those seeds are a little bit protected from the sun. They should be able to germinate and get right through that mulch. So let's got one here, and where do we want another one? Maybe and get a few more of our papaya seeds. And just a little bit of mulch. Okay, so there's the papaya part of our project, and we got that root trimmed. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to plant a few custard apple seeds, because along with this hedge that I want to put in, I want to put some custard apples in between. So for that, I have some stakes, again, so I don't end up walking on the seedlings. You want to mark, and so, we've got all sorts of weeds growing in here, so if we don't want to confuse custard apple for weed. So I'm just going to put like about 3 in each place, because not everything germinates. And put my supply a little closer. Okay, so Put some mulch around that to give it a little bit more of a little more comfortable of a place to live. I'm actually wanting these sort of in line with each other, so I'll just I'm trying to wear gloves all the time because the dermatologist was not happy with sunshine on my hands. Okay, so there's that. Get that. Come over and put a little mulch on that. We've got this peanut butter marmalade plant here, so I want to give that a little bit of room, and I'll put this next one here. Now this is going to be gone, so I think I'll plant the next one right in this area. These pipes here, oh boy, there's something in there, ground there. Ah, better place. Okay, so these pipes, they probably should just come out of the ground. They were here when a plant fell down from a hurricane, probably in 2005. We're on top of things, yes. So get some of these other weeds out of the way and put a few seeds in here. So that's the custard apple part of the program. So I'm going to run and get a few plants from the shade house so we can start on that. I'll be right back. So this is clusia, and clusia is a plant that grows very well in South Florida, and we actually don't have any growing here at the moment. But several months ago, I put some cuttings into this wood shavings and put them in the shade house just out of the way, and they're all growing now, so they are ready to plant. Now, clusia is a plant that you can maintain at almost any height, and I wanted to maintain it maybe around 5 feet as that wind break, and hopefully helping to maintain the temperature on the other side of the hedge, a little bit, make that a little bit warmer. The clusia has a rather thick leaf, so I think it will be good for that. The thick leaf is, just full of water and such, and it should, help a little bit, maybe a couple degrees. So anyway, I'm just going to plant this in between where I put the custard apple stakes, and I've got to get my shovel. Here we go. And we'll see how this goes. Yeah, this I didn't use any rooting hormone or anything. I just put them into these shavings. And here's one with a nice root, covered with shavings, of course. There's another nice root. Another one. So these plants are definitely ready. Oh, this is all one here. I guess I planted that or put that in the shavings a little bit deeper than normal. But that, maybe, yeah, I think, oh, there we go. 2 different cuttings there. So, the plan now is to put these in the ground so they can start getting established. Oh, probably should make that a little bit deeper. I thought I could get the fast way. Here we go. really doesn't matter if you put them in deeper than they were in the pot, because they'll just make more roots. Oops, that one wasn't completely rooted in yet. Thought that was part of the other one. A little bit too ambitious for this shovel. Okay, there we go. And we'll put a few more in. This one needs to go back to the shade house to finish its rooting. But this will be more than enough. Let's see, we've got clusia there, clusia there. Guess right where the pitchfork is, we'll put some more. Okay, so this really needs to go. Oh, good, I can get rid of it. It's only been half a lifetime that it's been here. There we go, much better. There we go. Even though it just has a little bit of root, that's probably going to be just fine. I can always plant more if it's not. Oh, there's a nice root probably from the lychee tree, so to try and find a little soil, a little bit different place. Okay. Of course, this plant is going to be gone, so I can plant fairly close to it. But on the other hand, maybe I'll just wait to plant that area. Actually, it's much better to have some area to work in when you're moving a plant. So I'll put these two last ones on the other side of the plant. Oh, found another root. Something about being in the same place for, well, since 1955. So what's that, 66 years it's been, that lychee tree's been here, so it has quite a root system. I hold in my hand the last one. Oh, found another root, of course. Let's see where we, okay, over here looks like clean area. Okay, so all that's left to do right now is water these newly planted clusia, and I'll put some water on the papaya seeds and custard apple seeds. And then, of course, I'll start looking forward to spreading that mulch, but that'll be for another day. I'll give our little undercover plant there a little water while we're doing this. It's been a trooper underneath that box for, what, 5 days? But it looks like it'll do fine. So anyway, that's our update on our tropical fruit forest experiment. And everything's looking good so far, and I'm hoping that the clusia grows quickly and the seeds sprout quickly, and so we can figure out the next thing to do with this area, next thing to add to this area.